You ever sit down at your end of the day and you think, man, I didn't stop moving all day, but I still didn't even get anything done. And I've been there. When I first started running my business, I thought working harder was the answer. I'd stay up past midnight, creating every single invoice, chasing every single email, every message, every missed call. Because I thought that if I slowed down, I'd lose control. But the truth was, I already had. I was working in my business and not on it like I should have. Most business owners, they don't realize this until it's too late. You're not tired because you don't have enough time. You're tired because you spend all of your time doing things that technology simply could handle quietly in the background for you. Automation doesn't replace the human touch. It protects it. It gives you peace to show up for people again. Not as this frantic, overwhelmed owner behind the counter or whatever it is that you do, but as the person they trust and they know. And that's what most people miss. They simply confuse being busy with being faithful and good servers of their clients. So I used to believe the lie that constant motion equals progress. That somehow the grind was proof that I cared. But busyness isn't faithfulness. It's burnout dressed up as purpose. If you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. So let's take a look at 1 Corinthians, and I believe it's 14 verses 40, and it says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." God's creation, it runs on what? Systems. Sunrise, sunset, seasons, structure. But for years, I ignored that truth in my own business. I was operating in chaos, not order, like I should have. And then something clicked. I realized something. When your days are filled with repetitive tasks, you stop seeing people. You're there, but you're not really there. You're not present. And that's when I started looking at automation differently. Not as cold or technical, but as a way to create order that allows me to be human again. Because when your systems serve you, your presence becomes peaceful. And that peace is what changed everything for one of my clients named Patricia. And she's one of my favorite people who I've worked with. And she owns a small gift shop called the Shower of Roses. She's got this calm, caring presence, the kind of person who can help anyone find the perfect gift for someone they love. But one day, she looked a little extra tired, and she said, "John, I'm falling behind on all my messages, on all my work. I'm always multitasking. And when customers are in the store, I feel like I'm not even really there with them." And I knew that feeling. It hit me hard because I've actually lived it as well. When I ran my first business, I thought being hands-on meant doing everything, doing it all myself. And I'd tell myself, no one cares like I do. No one will put the same effort in like I do. But that pride, it almost cost me my business and my peace. So learning from this, I told Patricia, let's keep it simple. Let's set up one automation, one small one first. So when someone texted, called, or messaged her after hours, after a store, it replies instantly and says, "Hey there. Thanks for reaching out. I'm helping a customer right now, but I would love to help you find something special. And I'll get back to you very soon." A week later, she said, "John, for the first time in months, I wasn't rushing all around. I actually got to talk to my customers. I got to be present again." And that right there is what most people miss. Automation done right doesn't take away your heart. It gives you the time back. Ephesians, I'm going to quote it again, buy back your time to actually use it. But the moment that you realize that, then a new fear creeps in. And a lot of people say, "John, where do I even start?" So we're going to take a look at another client of mine, Julius, and he runs a small local cleaning business. Hardworking guy, heart of gold, great dude, but completely buried in his day-to-day. When we first met, he said, "John, I know I need some type of automation, some type of tech, but I'm not good with computers. I don't even know where to start. And man, I really felt that. And I've been there, staring at a problem that looks insurmountable, bigger than you, I guess you could say. And then thinking, what if I mess up? But guess what? God said you're bigger than any problem, especially when you rely on Him. And the truth is, I've broken more systems than I've built, especially in my early days. And I remember one week, I set up a whole automation. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was perfect. And I sent out probably over 50 leads of the wrong message. And it sent duplicates as well. Man, it was so embarrassing, definitely humbling, and very expensive. But that's when I learned something. Perfection is not the goal. Progress is. So I told Julius, let's keep it small, one step at a time. Similar to how I did with Patricia, right? We started with a simple automation that followed up with the missed calls, once again, and all his leads automatically. And within a week or so, he messaged me and said, John, I closed 2 jobs from people that I completely forgotten about. He didn't become a tech expert. He just took a faithful first step. And that's the point. God doesn't wait for you to be ready. He blesses you when you're willing. If you can take one step, He'll handle the next 10, or who knows how many. Julius didn't simply gain clients, he gained confidence. Because those small steps, done faithfully, are what leads to lasting peace. And we're going to back this up with Zechariah 4:10. And it says, despise not the days of small beginnings. Because God doesn't reward perfection. Because He's the only one perfect. But He does, however, reward progress. Maybe you've wanted to control every single detail because you care so deeply and immensely. Trust me, I, of all people, get that. But sometimes the greatest act of faithfulness or stewardship is releasing that control, letting go and letting God, not tightening your grip. Write down 3 things that steal your time, right? Pick one and then start there. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You simply need to open your hands. Lift your hands to God, because when you do, He fills them with better tools, clear focus, and deeper peace. So, if you're ready to stop running your business by the hour and start running it on purpose, check out my site below. I'll show you how small systems lead to big peace. Not because of tech, but because you're finally in alignment with the order that God already designed.